Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 11 and oh dear oh my goodness, I won't lie, it's very late this morning. I have been up for a few hours though. I've had a few cups of coffee, muchly definitely needed. What an evening it was last night. It was bloody good. I met up with Mick and Jackie last night, and we went into the bridge inn and we had an excellent dinner. Unfortunately, especially Mick and I, were too busy chatting and drinking for me to do my usual sort of photos of everything, but basically I had a haddock fish cake for my starter and the most excellent lasagna for my main course, and it was fantastic. So there's no photos. We ended up talking so much last night that I didn't really go dark side or anything like that. I had quite a few of the wherries though. Mick did try to get me dark side, but it just didn't work, you know. To tell you the truth, I was too busy enjoying the company last night, you know, and it was just fantastic, you know. All four of us, me, Mick, Jackie and Rachel, you know, we just had a fantastic evening, a bloody good laugh and a great conversation, you know. And we were in that pub for 6-7 hours, you know, and it was quite late by the time we got back to the boat. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't come back last night, but I was knackered by the time I got back on board the boat, and I think that's possibly one reason why I didn't actually manage to go dark side. I was just too tired, you know, despite the copious amounts of wherry that we were feeding each other. But yeah, it was a fantastic evening and I thoroughly enjoyed it, you know. Once again though, Thunder was so comfortable, you know, it really was. But I had planned to get up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I was going to assess the weather, and we were thinking about heading south into the Southern Broads. It was supposed to be a bit wet but a lot calmer this morning, so it looked like it was going to be possible for a passage, you know. I don't want to hit Braden in high winds, you know. Call it, it's not that I'm worried about my lack of ability or lack of skill. It's more about just being sensible, and why put yourself in a difficult situation, you know, or potentially difficult situation. But yeah, I woke up at 5 o'clock, I got up, I looked outside the window, and I promptly went right back to bed. It was not a calm wind, and it was not a little bit of rain. It was torrential. It was wild, you know. The rain is currently off now though, but the wind is still picking up, and I think wind is going to be an issue all week this week, you know. We currently have not only a very lovely wave action going on the Rive Bure just now, but we've got white horses as well on the other side of the bridge. I can actually see them. So yeah, it's pretty wild out there this morning, you know. So yeah, I went back to bed and I decided, you know, actually I'm not comfortable, I'm not happy trying to make the passage. I would have probably been fine. I would have probably had no issues and no problems, and everything would have been just spot on, you know. But like I said, it's sometimes it's rather than sticking steadfastly to a plan or an idea of what you want to do, sometimes it's best to just think, well, you know, it would be okay, but it might be a bit of a rough crossing, it might not be pleasant, you know, and do you really want to spend hours, you know, cruising in this weather, you know, just to get down into the Southern Broads, you know. There are some nice places down there. I would love to have gone down there, but yeah, I'm considering what the weather's like and considering what it's going to be like for the rest of the week, you know. I've just decided to stay in the Northern Broads this week, you know, which is a bit of a shame, you know. It's a bit of a shame, but never mind. So yeah, that is what we're going to do. So actually, because of that, we've kind of had a very lazy sort of morning, actually. The time is currently 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I know. It's 10 o'clock and we're only now just getting ourselves organised and ready for heading off. It's going to be another short cruise today. We've decided we're going to go to Ranworth. Today, hook up to the electricity, get a shower, top up the water. We need to nip into the wee shop at Ranworth for a couple of items which have been forgotten. Hopefully the wee shop's got it. We might go, depending on the weather. If it stays, it's going to be windy, but even if it stays dry, we might go for a wee walk down the nature, just to stretch the legs a wee bit. And then obviously later on there's some warming tipples of beer and another good meal at the Maltsters tonight, you know, maybe even a pizza if the Pizza Hut's open, which I'm not sure if it is or not at this time of year. So yeah, that it's going to be another short day. It's going to be a bit of a lazy week, you know. We're not really going to be doing much or going anywhere, you know. We're definitely committed to staying in the Northern Broads and just basically staying safe, you know, especially in all this high wind. We probably would have had no problems or issues whatsoever getting into the Southern Broads, but the wind is pretty strong, and considering that the Rive Bure is looking a wee bit on the rough side, you know, I know. I mean, last time I was on Royal Commander and I left Stirlingham, and you know, I was going down the River Yare, and oh my goodness, you know, oh the weather's awful, and oh my, you know, Brain Water's going to be unnavigable, you know, and I'm going to get myself into a serious problem. And I got to Brain Water and it was calm as hell, and I just went straight across it. It'd probably be the same sort of situation, you know, but yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things, you know. I think it's just going to be short cruises, pluttering around the Northern Broads, and just enjoying the time on the boat. Despite the wind and the rain, it's not cold, you know. The wind is making it feel quite chilly, but it's actually quite mild out there, you know. It's about 13 degrees just now, you know. So if the wind would just die down a little, it would actually be quite pleasant, you know. But yeah, you know. So anyway, that is the update, you know. This is the start of day 2. It's going to be a short cruise up to Ranworth. There's not going to be much happening today, but I think it's going to be a good day nonetheless. So yeah. So yeah, come and join me. Come and join me on day 2, you know, and hopefully we'll all have a good day, and all will be well. So yeah, I will keep you updated on the events of the day to see where we go. You know what I'm like, plans do change, you know, so I'm saying we're heading to Ranworth and doing nothing else. Who knows what might happen, you know. Maybe we'll go to Ranworth, maybe we will end up somewhere else, you know. Let's just wait and see, you know. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. So until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Yeah, that's what I'm going to come.
Okay, just a little wee update for you, and I apologise if you can't hear me. I'm kind of hoping you can hear me, but I'm trying a different angle today. Yesterday you were on a wee shelf on the port side, but I was having problems setting it up on that particular tripod, and it was always moving, and yeah. So this time I'm trying a different tripod on the starboard side. It's working quite nicely, if you can hear me. So basically, in short, we are on our way. It's a very late start today, but it's been a very relaxing morning, chilling and relaxing. But oh my goodness, that was quite a palaver trying to get away from that mooring. But we worked together, and basically the pair of us stayed on the boat. You know, Rachel helped out with the stern rope, you know, and at the appropriate time let go, pulled it through the ring, wrapped it up on the boat. She got herself on the boat, and I did the exact same up front. We drifted. It didn't take long for the boat to drift out into the middle of the river, but we were quick, safe, and yet assertive, and we got ourselves on the way, no problems. Almost had a small disaster, which prompted a bit of a panic. Obviously I said yesterday about I've got a camera on the front, camera on the back. Yep. Well, the old vlog camera was just sitting on a tripod, just sitting out the side. I think I've got a suction mount that I could put the camera on the window securely. I might do that in future. But basically today it was just, I did what I did yesterday. I sat on a tripod on the white freeboard, just pointing out. Unfortunately, I left Acle, and about 2 minutes later hit a very big gust of wind. The camera fell over and went sliding all the way down the deck, you know. I freaked out, I panicked, I was going to lose a camera, you know. It was on its way overboard, you know. This one's laughing at me because I was like, ah, you know. But thankfully, I've got a centre cleat on Thunder, you know, and that particular, on the port side, there's a rope on the centre cleat, because when I go up to the marina, I tie up to a floating pontoon on the port side centre cleat. So I'd kept the rope there. So thankfully the camera slid down the deck and hit the rope and stopped. But yeah, it was a mad panic, giving Rachel a feel, please, just keep in a straight line. I rushed out and rescued it. So it's here, it's safe. I've still got the old vlog camera, you know, although I don't think this tripod is going to work in this wind. If the wind had been calmer, it would have been fine. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any side view action out the boat today, not in this wind. Yeah, but like I said, I'm pretty sure I've got another suction mount that I could, in theory, attach to the window at the side of Thunder, and have a side view camera that way. And I might do that from tomorrow on. Take a look, see if that will work. That will definitely secure the camera a lot more in this wind than that. And boy, it was a bit rough coming through that Acle Bridge, wasn't it? I mean, it was like properly wave action, you know, and it was just like white horses, and oh my goodness, you know. I'm pretty sure if I decided to go south, I'm pretty sure Braden Water, we would have managed to cross over Braden Water, no problems. It would have maybe been a wee bit rough, it may be a wee bit wavy, but I would have probably managed to get across regardless, you know. But to tell you the truth, right now, at this moment, I'm glad I didn't go south. I think staying north in the relative shelter of a lot of the moorings and the rivers is probably the best idea, the safest idea, you know. we're not desperate enough to see the southern Broads that we want to put ourselves at risk, basically, you know. And although I've got full confidence in my skills and in the boat to have been able to handle all that stuff, if I've got the choice, why risk it, you know? Be safe, you know. I'm here for another, what, I'm here 5 times this year, so there'll still be plenty of time to go south, and there's plenty more to see up in the Northern Broads as well, you know. We've got tons of places to go and visit, you know, and it means also that we can have nice relaxing week, you know. We're not rushing about, you know, we're not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know, getting soaked, you know, because we need to go down a river with a blinking spotlight, you know, lighting the way, and cruising for 6 hours just to get to Beccles or something like that, you know. We can take our time, we can relax. I've been introducing Rachel here to Classic FM, which I'm not sure if she's enjoying that or not, but it's the only radio station I actually listen to when I'm on the Broads, you know. So yeah, we've had a very, very relaxing morning, and it's just been chilling, and yeah, it's been wonderful, you know. The time, believe it or not, is it's about 11 o'clock. We're actually leaving quite a bit later than I would usually have done. But once again, you know, we're in no rush. There's no hassles because it's February. Everything's going to be available. You know, if I'd left at 11 o'clock, you know, in the middle of summer, you know, to try and get in at Ranworth, I mean, I'm quite sure you know what a ridiculous thing that would have been to do. But just now in February, it's not a problem, you know. So we're going to take a nice leisurely, gentle, slow cruise. We're not in any great rush to get there. We're going to take a nice wee slow cruise up the river, back the way we came, and we're going to nip into Ranworth. Yeah, like I said earlier, we need to nip into the wee shop if it's open, to try and get a little something that we forgot about to get. Yeah, we're going to have a nice, enjoyable, relaxing time at Ranworth. We'll maybe go for a wee walk, and if it gets a wee bit too chilly, you know, I'll drag Rachel into the maltsters. You know, I'll have a warming pint of beer. Rachel will probably have a nice warming cup of hot chocolate. She's a sensible one. Yeah, it's just going to be another relaxing, short but very enjoyable day. You know, and yeah, it's all an experience. You know, it's great. It's great. It really, really is. So yeah. So that's the update so far. We are on our way. It's going to be a short day to Ranworth, but it's going to be a good day nonetheless. So I'm looking forward to it. You know, I will keep you updated as to the progress of the day, as always. So basically, until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers.
Until
just a little wee update for you. This Rive Bure, if this was Braden water, this would be a choppy but fun crossing, you know. The Rive Bure is really, honestly, it's I've never seen it quite so choppy. It's calmed down a wee bit because we turned the corner, but earlier on, just as we were coming up the Rive Bure, it got really so choppy that the water started spraying out over the front windscreen and everything, you know. It's just like, woohoo, here we go, absolutely, you know. I took a wee look because I suspected that one of the reasons the river's so choppy at the moment is the water's actually coming in. The tide is still rising, which is a wee bit disconcerting because so many places it's already breaching the quay headings, you know. And it looks like it might actually be a wee bit sort of on flooding in places as well. So yeah, it's but the tide's still rising. I mean, it's still got about another hour and a half or so to go to high tide, but the wind is coming directly onto us, so that's obviously the reason for it being so choppy. And depending on where the river goes, you know, at the moment we sort of turn slightly, so the wind's moving more to the side. So the river's not actually that bad at the moment, but when you turn a corner and the wind comes directly onto the bow and the tide is coming straight up the river from our stern, that's when we're getting the really wavy, fun stuff. It's a bit of a shame I didn't catch that on camera earlier, because that would have looked pretty cool, just all this water coming out over the bow as we hit a particularly large wave. I've also seen, I think it's a hire boat. The only hire boat I've seen in the 2 days. I saw it yesterday. I tried to get in at Acle, but he struggled a wee bit. I think it's from Horning Ferry Marina, but it's one of these big flybridge cruisers things. Now, I've had one of those before, you know, and even in a small wind, they act like a sail, you know, and they're a bitch to handle, you know. So despite his, I mean, give him dedication, he's up top. He is up top at the moment, you know, all wrapped up, you know, just cruising dazzling light, just cruising down the river, you know, in that wind, you know. So yeah, dedication on him, you know. He's got the wee beanie hat on and the glasses on and everything, and he's sitting up there. Yes, this is a really good holiday. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm not cold at all. So dedication on him sitting up top. No, I mean, it's in this wind. I mean, it must be horrendous trying to control that thing, especially when you're trying to moor, because I mean, the wind would just catch the side of that and blow it all over the place, you know. Having said that, about him being up top, it's not actually cold. I've got to admit, it's not cold outside. It's actually quite mild, but the wind is making it feel a lot colder than it actually is. The sun is trying to come out, and I am seeing wee sort of blue patches here and there, so we might get some nice sunny weather later this afternoon. But my problem is that, okay, I bought a new microphone to take care of the wind noise, and like I say, I forgot to check the footage yesterday, so I don't even know if you can hear me properly at the moment. I'm hoping you can, and I'm hoping it works. But rather than go outside and check the microphone at the moment, which I might actually do at Ranworth. I might actually do a wee outside vlog at Ranworth and see how it comes across in stiff wind, you know. But at the moment, you know, it's perfectly fine. down here, you know, in the lower helm position. I could sit up there, you know, but then I'd have all my camera gear and all that, you know, and in the wind, everything would just be blowing all over the place, as evidenced by the fact that I almost lost the old vlog camera down the side deck. So yeah, I think we'll just although it's probably nice enough to sit up top if you wrap up warm, I think we'll just stay down here where it's a little bit warmer, a little bit calmer, you know, and it's easier just to deal with all my various bits and pieces, you know. So yeah, but I am actually looking forward to later on in the year, maybe if it's a bit milder and a bit calmer, to actually doing a vlog up top, because I do go up there when I do like stern moorings and all that. So I'll be up there for mooring at Ranworth, definitely, you know. Anyway, that's the update so far. I am now currently at the mouth of the River Thurn. I did think about going up to Potterheim today, but I've decided, yeah, it's probably a bit too breezy to try and get in, you know. Let's just get to Ranworth. So we'll nip to Potterheim, and I'll show Rachel the delights of Latham's or Latham's or whatever another day this week, and she can take a look for herself to see if there's something for 99 pence that she never knew she wanted and suddenly can't do without. In the meantime, that's me just turned left. I'm continuing up the Rive Bure. Obviously, because I've turned, the wind direction is coming from well, the wind direction is still the same, but the water's not quite so choppy now, because and yeah, I'm talking rubbish. I'm babbling. I know. Okay. In short, I'm gonna go for now. I've just turned at the River Thurn. We're heading down the Rive Bure towards St Benet's Abbey, and our final destination is a short cruise down to Ranworth, where we will spend the night. You know, enjoy another enjoyable dinner, a few beers, and we'll see where the day takes us from there, you know. So yeah, that's the update so far. I'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the day, what there is of it, which won't be much. So yeah, until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! Okay, just a quick wee update for you. Woohoo! We have sun! Yeah! Well, we did have sun, and it seems to... No, we've still got sun. Haha, yeah! So yeah, it looks like all the heavy rain this morning that we got at about like 5 o'clock has finally moved on, and the sun is out, you know. So it's like, yeah, you know, and it's just coming in the windows. It's just lovely. It's actually warming everything up. It's quite nice, quite nice. So yeah, it's still very, very cloudy though, and it's only sort of patchy sun, you know, but it's sun nonetheless. You know, we have a little sunshine, you know, and there's nothing that sort of brightens you up just that little bit when you get a little bit of sun. I don't think I'm going to be getting sunburn anytime soon though, so I don't need to worry about that on this particular trip. Although I have been in February and got sunburn, you know, and it's quite easy to do because you don't feel just how warm it is in the sun, especially if there's a bit of a breeze blowing, so you feel quite cool, but all the time you're exposed and you're slowly burning. Yeah, so but yeah, it's still going good. Obviously I'm still down here despite the fact that the sun is out, but like I said earlier, it's just the wind. It's just the wind, you know. It's so strong in places that I think it would make it quite difficult to steer the boat, talk to you, you know, control the other cameras, and it would just be a mess, you know. So yeah, at the moment I'm just enjoying the cruise, you know, and the fact that we've now got a little bit of sun, you know, it's really sort of emphasizing some of the colours and the golden hue of the reeds, and yeah, it's just really, really nice, you know. Just a shame that the wind is so strong, you know. And what's worse was that today was supposed to be the calmest wind day of the week. You know, it's one reason why we thought about going south this morning, because it was supposed to be calm. It was only supposed to be a light breeze, you know. But well, so much for that idea, Met Office. But yeah, so but yeah, I just wanted to come back and say, you know, we've got sun, woohoo, yeah, wonderful, and that really sort of brightens things up. So so yeah, the day's going wonderfully. I can see St Benet's in the Abbey in the distance. I can also see the church tower of St, you know, I keep calling it St Margaret's or St Helens. St Margaret's, it must be St Margaret's Church at Ranworth. So I can see the church for our destination. The water levels really must be actually quite high at all, because I mean, like I say, it's the tide's still coming in, and everywhere I go, you know, all the quay headings, they're getting breached by the you know, the water's coming over them, or at the very top of them, you know, and we're still yet more tide coming in. It's going to be like, oh, okay. So yeah, it does make me think actually that I'm quite glad that thunder comes with a nice wee step that we've got, so that at times when the water levels are high and the quay heading's very low, especially for little people, there's a step that we can put down on the quay heading to allow them to get on and off the boat far easier than they would otherwise been able to have done. So yeah. Anyway, okay, so in the meantime, I'm continuing down the river, enjoying the lovely sunshine that's now beaming in through the windows. So I'll go for now. I'll keep you updated on this rather short wee cruise, see where we go. So yeah, until later, I'll speak to you soon. So until then, bye for now. Cheers! the best thing about having crew. I know I said it yesterday, and it's as true today as it was yesterday. But coffee, fresh, hot, sizzling, wonderful coffee. You know.
It's because I was having one out. They made you one.
All right. So I only get a coffee when the crew wants coffee. I'm pretty sure there's something wrong there, by the way. You know. And then the admiral's supposed to demand, you know, and that the crew follows. Obviously not in this boat, you know. It's the crew that are the captains. You know, I'm just the lowly admiral. But yeah, it's a lovely coffee. So yeah, we were passing St Benet's Abbey there, and I did mention to Rachel the possibility about stopping over and going for a wee wander. Both of us have decided, I might have mentioned this yesterday, both of us have decided that we're definitely not doing a night tour of St Benet's Abbey. No, we're definitely not going to St Benet's Abbey at night. But it's quite an interesting place to visit during the day, you know, and it's quite an iconic image, you know, of the Broads, the Abbey. So maybe she would like to have a wee wander around it. However, it is continuing to be very, very breezy. The tide's still coming in, and it's actually starting to breach over the moorings at St Benet's. So yeah, I'm thinking it would be better just to give a wee miss just now. Maybe visit later on in the week when the winds are a wee bit calmer or the water levels are a wee bit lower, you know. So yeah, we are continuing on to Ranworth. I've just passed the entrance to the River Ant. We are toying with the idea of going up the River Ant tomorrow, but we quite haven't decided if we want to go to Potterheim and then Thorndyke for the Lion. Because we're going to go to the Lion at some point this week. That is a given. But I don't know if we want to do Potterheim and then go down to the Lion tomorrow, and maybe go up the River Ant or somewhere else on Tuesday. And the reason I'm saying I'm not sure is because there is another couple who are taking over Herbert Wood's boat for a short break on Tuesday. They've communicated with me they would like to meet up. I met up with them actually in September. Stephen Fiddler and Katie. But it was literally just in the passing. But they're down for a short break on Tuesday, so it would be good to actually meet up with them for an extended catch up, a few beers, a nice dinner, you know. So yeah, that's what we are. We don't know when we're going to meet up, we don't know where we're going to meet up, but I'm thinking it would, if you're going to meet up with somebody for a few beers and a nice dinner, you know, how can you really go wrong with the Lion? So I'll maybe save that for meeting up with Stephen and Katie, and I might do that on Tuesday. I'll wait and see what they're doing and what their plans are, you know. But nothing has been sort of determined at the moment, you know. But that's why we might not go to the Lion tomorrow. And we're thinking about maybe going up to the River Ant tomorrow. Having said that, we might end up going up to Wroxham, you know, and South House Broads, you know. We've no idea. So we're just sort of seeing how the weather goes and see what happens. So yeah, I am seeing the church spire get ever closer, so we are slowly getting there. We won't be there long now, maybe about another, I don't know, maybe another half hour or so, and we should be at Ranworth. Like I say, a short day, a short cruise, but it's actually been quite fun. You know, I've got to admit, it's actually been quite fun. because every so often you turn the corner, you just get that tide and wind situation just spot on, and you have a wee bit of the old waves and the waves coming over the bow, and it's been good. It's been good. Unfortunately, the sun that did appeared briefly and is now gone behind the dark threatening clouds of yet more rain that seems to be moving on over this way. Well, maybe it'll come back out later, you know. So yeah, that's the update so far. We were going to stop at St Bennett's, but we've decided to leave it for a calmer day, you know. And it's been a lovely wee cruise, hasn't it? Yeah. You know, just a short, steady wee cruise, you know. And it's been a very lovely, relaxing morning, actually, you know. Just doing nothing. Broad's boating at its best. A relaxing morning, doing nothing. Absolutely. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. You know? So I will go for now, and I'll keep you updated. If I am that close to Ranworth, I might not speak to you again until I am at Ranworth. But yeah, well, we'll see what happens. So until later, I'll keep you updated though. I'll speak to you later. Bye for now. Cheers.
Oh,
Okay, just a little wee update for you. What a palaver that was. Oh, we're in at Ranworth, and a stern on mooring in stiff crosswinds. You can imagine the problems I was having. Want to thank the couple on the Herbert Woods hire boat that was stuck in the corner. They knew what they were doing. They chose the best place. Yeah, I went down the dike because I thought it would be a wee bit sheltered. There was still a bit stiff on the crosswind. The wind caught me, started drifting me, and oh, it was just such a palaver trying to get the boat in. We did eventually manage, with their help thankfully, to get the boat in and secured. And then there was the issue of trying to hook up to the electricity posts. There's two boats down the dike, the Herbert Woods boat and a private boat called Calypso. I don't know why, but the Calypso is moored in front of an electricity post. But rather than hook up his boat to that post, he ran his cable down to the other electricity post. This meant that the two connectors were used. Now, there's three connectors. Two of them are the standard, and one is I think it's a 32 amp thing, whatever. And I'm supposed to have an adapter or a cable somewhere on this boat, but I was sure I had a cable that could hook up to that, but I can't find it. So I couldn't hook up to the electricity post because my cable wouldn't stretch to the other post behind Calypso. So long story short, I had to move. And I've moved in front of the dike. And because I'm now side on to the wind, that caused all sorts of issues trying to straighten up and tie up and oh, what have you. But I am tied up, the mud weight is down, the boat's a bit skewed, as a stern mooring in a crosswind will do to you, but I am here, you know, and the cable is, it's a little bit, it's not stretched and it's not torn, but it's nearing its limits. You know, if I had been 2 or 3 foot further away, I would have probably moved the boat again to somewhere else. But as it is, we're fine. We're sorted. And the important thing is that we're now tied up. We're secure. We're not going to go anywhere, and we're hooked up to electricity. So we're cool. Everything's fine. And that's us for the day. It was a bit of a palaver that was made needlessly more awkwardly because of the wind and the electricity post of palaver, but doesn't matter, you know. Long story short is we are in the Maltas, and there's about another 4 boats here, you know. So if there's 4 boats here in February, you can imagine what it would be like in summer. Impossible. But yeah, so I am going to go and have a relaxing cup of coffee, take all this off and just basically chill and relax. I don't know, we might go for a wee walk. Oh, we need to go to the shop, don't we? We need to get a few things. So we'll go to the shop and get a few bits and pieces, and then, I don't know, maybe we'll nip into the Maltas for a cheeky wee pint just to check the water levels, and have a wee look at the menu and find out, you know, because it's a Sunday, so I don't know if they close the kitchen early or whatever. And find out what the situation is in the Maltas for food later on. And as long as nothing else goes wrong, which this is me you're talking to, it probably will. As long as nothing else goes wrong, we will be fine, and this will be us for the the evening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's just a shame the wind got so strong, but never mind. It's still going to be a good wee mooring, you know. So yeah, I'll say that is the end of day 2 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 11. I will possibly be back later, but if not, I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been another short cruise and another short day. It's going to be that type of adventure, actually, I think, and it's just the way it is, you know. But I hope you've enjoyed it nonetheless, and like I say, if I'm back later, I'll see you later. If not, I hope you've enjoyed the day. Join me for day 3, and we'll see what adventures await us later on. So yeah, until later, thanks for watching. Bye for now. Cheers. Okay, just a little wee update for you. Okay, this is not a dark side, by the way, primarily because I don't have a beer. Yeah, hen, did you notice that? Hen looking at yeah, and what is she doing? You know, she's still sitting there, you know, not doing anything, you know. Like, I need a beer, you know, and she's, yeah. Anyway.
You got legs. You got legs.
This is not a dark side, okay? But I am coming back because we've just come back from, actually, it was actually an okay meal in the Maltsters. We went to the shop, which unfortunately is pretty much shut for the season. It's open on a Tuesday morning for a coffee morning, and that's about it. So it's not opening till April, so we still need to get our bits and pieces that we need to get. But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so we never got our bits and pieces. So what we did is we went straight to the Maltsters, and we had a beer and a hot chocolate, you know, and we had a wee look at the menu, and they've got this lovely roaring fire going, you know, so we sat by the fire, and it was lovely and warm, and you know, there's just something about a real fire, you know, just the smell and the crackling of the wood, you know, it's just fantastic, you know. So we sat by the fire, and we looked at the menu, and the menu, of course, I keep forgetting, although this is day 2, you know, it's like a Sunday, and everywhere does, like, it's just like Sunday dinners, you know, and roasts and all that, and they didn't have the usual menu that I'm used to seeing at the Maltsters, you know. It was just a bit of paper with basically Sunday dinners and starters and all that. So we took a look at the menu, and they were only serving until 5 o'clock. And by the time we got in there, it was like knocking on 2 o'clock. And we thought, you know, actually, just for the sake of a couple of hours, if we're going to eat, we may as well eat just now. So I had beer battered, was it beer and cheese croquettes. They were nice enough, but they came on this like chipolata mayonnaise. It was really spicy, you know. I had a right kick in the back of the throat with it. But you only got like 3 croquettes, you know. As it turned out, though, that was more than enough. And they were really tasty, and like I say, that chipolata mayonnaise was really, had a right good kick to it. And I did actually enjoy them, you know. It wasn't a lot, but it was really nice nonetheless. And then for the main course, Rachel had pork, Old English pork sausages and mash, potatoes, and I had a honey glazed ham with broccoli and cauliflower and cheese, you know. And it all came with both of them came with Yorkshire puddings and roasted vegetables and roast potatoes, you know. And I've got to say, you know, they were good, you know. There was nothing terrible. There was a lot. It didn't look like a lot when the plate went down, but there was a lot, you know, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, really did, you know, and I'm quite stuffed at the moment now, you know. But we yeah, we enjoyed dinner, and then we went. We had another pint, another hot chocolate, just let it sort of digest, and we had a wee chat and everything like that. And we came out and we decided we'd go for a wee walk down the nature walk. Obviously, in this wind, this time of year, the actual centre at the end of the nature walk is closed. But it was a nice walk. It was just a nice walk to just sort of help digest such a heavy dinner, you know. And it really was quite heavy, you know, but really, really good. And we came back to the boat, and we, I was just sorting out my ropes and my fenders and all that, you know. It was Rodney and Kaz on Silent Emblem. They sort of called out on the window and had a nice, just a wee sort of pleasant chat, just chatting to them, you know. They're down for a wee bit. They're trying out that new electric boat, Silent Emblem, and yeah, it was nice to meet them, you know. So yeah. And then we've just come back on board the boat, and we're just, well, I mean, you can see I've still got my jacket on. I'm not even taking my jacket off, and we're basically just gonna chill for the rest of the night, have a beer,
Aye, you've got legs.
So yeah, I'll probably just have a beer, watch a film, and yeah, just basically chill and relax, you know, and just take things easy for the rest of the evening. The wind is due to die down. It has died down quite considerably. It's nowhere near as blustery as it was, but because I'm on the front of a stave, there's still a bit of a crosswind coming across here, and me being me, you know, I'm right in at the end of the stave, so I'm the one that's catching the brunt of it. Yeah, the boat's still moving around a wee bit, but the sun's been out for a couple of hours, and if it hadn't been for the wind, it would actually be a very pleasant evening. But the wind is supposed to die down, you know. It was supposed to do that this morning, but it's supposed to die down tonight, and it's supposed to be a pleasant evening, you know. So yeah, it should be a nice, once the wind dies down a bit and everything sort of calms down, it should be a nice evening, you know. And like I say, we're just gonna chill, relax, unwind, and just take things easy, you know, not really do much at all. So yeah, that is essentially the end of day 2, definitely, you know. Like I say, unfortunately there's no dark sides. I've only had a couple pints, and yeah, it's just been I think it's turning into one of these sort of relaxing adventures where not a lot really happens, you know, and we just plutter around here and there and everywhere, you know, but just little short cruises, you know, a few pints, you know, nothing heavy, and just basically just seeing in the start of the year in relaxation, and just sort of, yeah, just chilling basically, you know. I think it could be one of those adventures, judging by, you know, this is day 2 and I've still not done a dark side. And there will be people down there going, oh my god, there's no dark side, I can't he's going downhill, you know. I'm unsubscribing from him, you know. I don't like it anymore. There's no dark sides. It's boring and it's dull. Well, I'm sure there will be many dark sides still to come. If not later in this adventure, later on in another adventure, later on in the year. But at the moment, we're just, well, you know, we'll wait and see what happens, you know. So yeah, that's the end of day 2 of the Great Norfolk Broads Adventure 11. I've no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow. I've got a couple of ideas that I might do tomorrow, but it all depends on how the weather holds up, you know. I'm literally going to get up in the morning, see what the weather's like, and then make a decision from there, you know. And we'll just basically take it easy, you know. So yeah, that's going to be us for the day, basically. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it.
you know, it's been a short cruise, cruising day again today, but I've still enjoyed it. You know, have you still enjoyed it?
Yep.
Yep, Rachel still enjoyed it, so that's always a good thing.
Going back to the heat. Going back to the fire.
Oh yeah,
No.
go back to the fire and get some heat. Yeah, so if you have enjoyed it, if you have watched it, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3, Monday morning, of the Great Norfolk Bros Adventure 11. So until then, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Bye for now. Cheers!